What's up, guys? It is Spencer with 916 RV Rentals, and today we're going to be doing the orientation video for our 2022 Coachmen Leprechaun 319 MB. Okay, so a couple things. If you're getting this video, most likely you're leaving, you'll be departing in a couple days or maybe up to a week from now. So we want to thank you for your business. We're really grateful that you chose us to take care of your RV needs. Okay. Second off, we want you guys to know that we are committed while you're on your trip to helping you safely operate the RV. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask us at pickup, you can call us or text us while you're on your trip, because we want to make sure that you guys have all the tools necessary to operate it safely and not damage anything. Okay, so we're going to start on the exterior, and then we'll move inside and go over the interior of the RV. Okay, so first off, on the outside, you can see up there, these are the cap lights, okay, the exterior lights. I'll show you the switch when we get inside. You have your side view camera. There's one here and there's one on the other side. Okay, obviously this is the main entrance door. Right here, this is the propane. Okay, I'll open it up. You're not really probably ever going to have to get into here, but if for some reason you do and you need to refill it, this is where you can refill it. Okay, you can't swap it out. You actually have to take it somewhere and they can fill it for you. Okay, but we send these RVs out with plenty of propane for your trip, so I probably would not worry about that. Okay, if you're going to be renting a solar panel from us or bringing one of your own, either way, if you're going to be dry camping or boondocking, we do highly recommend a solar panel. Okay, so if that is going to be part of your trip, this is where you're going to plug that in. Okay, right there. So, and we can help you walk through that more specifically at pickup. Okay, right here is your outdoor TV. Okay, there's an outdoor TV here. You can plug in a DVD player, whatever you want. None of our RVs have Wi-Fi or internet or anything like that, so just take note of that. Okay, so like I said, in here we got the outdoor TV, and then down in here we have some exterior storage. So usually we'll have an outdoor rug in here for you, or sometimes we kind of move things around, but right now we have the outdoor rug in there. Right here we have some more exterior storage right there. This is a little ramp for the sewer hose. Okay, and like I said, sometimes we'll kind of move where some of these are. Here's your one of your main exterior storage compartments. It's actually massive. It goes all the way through, and then it can also be opened up from here. I'm not going to go through the hassle of unlocking it right now, but you can open it up here. It's very accessible. Okay, so there's that. Close that. This does have a ladder on board. That does not mean that you can get on it. In fact, it is against our policies for any renters to get up on the roof or to use the access ladder. So please do not use this ladder. If you have kids, make sure they know that they're not allowed on the roof, stuff like that. So like I said, this is another access panel to get into that rear storage. There's your backup camera. Right here is the other side of that big pass-through exterior storage. This is huge. Families love the exterior storage on this. So it's awesome. You can put a lot of stuff in there. So I'm going to close this. Okay, right here, one kind of bummer part of this unit is that you actually have to have a key to open the shower, which I think is kind of a bummer, but whatever. So there's an exterior shower, hot and cold water. Make sure this is off. Okay, we'll close this. There we go. Okay, and then we'll open the city water connection one here. Again, you need a key, which is kind of crazy, but it works. Okay, so here you have a couple of things. Okay, this is where you're going to, if you're going to a campground that has city water pressure, like a hose spigot, like a traditional one at your house, this is where you're going to plug your hose into. Okay, but it's important that you look at this right here. There's a little diagram of this blue switch. If you're hooking up to city water pressure, you need to turn it down. Okay, because if you hook up water pressure here, city water pressure, and you have it up like that, then it's just going to fill up your onboard water tank. Okay, there's like I'm going to guess, I think it's about 50 gallons. There's like a 50-gallon water tank, a big bucket of water on board for people that are dry camping or boondocking, which means they're camping without hookups, power, water, or sewer. Okay, a variation of one of those. Okay, so you're hooking up to city water pressure down. If you're just trying to fill the tank, you're going to fill it up. Okay, now it's important that whatever you're doing, if you're using this connector here, really make sure you get a grip on it and you don't strip out these threads. Okay, it's not really my favorite hookup because it's a little tight in here and it's kind of hard to turn and stuff like that. But you will not have a very enjoyable experience if you strip out these threads or something like that. Then you'll have like a little water leak and stuff like that. So be very conscious of that. Okay, this is just a little light here. Okay, don't mess with this red switch, just leave it how it is. Another thing, okay, so if you're filling the water tank, okay, you need to make sure that you're here, okay? Don't just hook it up and walk away, because you can overfill it, overpressurize stuff and whatnot. You'll know that your water is full two different ways. The most ideal way and the safest way is to watch the meter inside. It'll say when the fresh water is full, okay? It's like 25%, 50, 75, or full, okay? The other way, which I don't recommend as much, but is you want to wait till the overflow valve starts letting water out, okay? It'll start dripping kind of over here on this side. It'll kind of start purging out, meaning that, okay, you're full and it's kind of going through the overflow tubes. Now, I don't recommend that, because there is possibility that you can get water in places where you don't want water. So I'd recommend just watching the meter, okay? So I'm going to close this up here. Okay, before I close it, this is the black tank flush right here. Okay, it says tank flush, but it's for the black tank, okay, for your sewer, for the toilet, okay? So I'm going to leave that open, and while we're here, we're going to go over in brief detail dumping of the tanks, okay? So you're going to take off this cap right here, okay, and then you're going to hook up a sewer hose, okay? Sewer hoses are in here. Usually there's one per side, okay? They're 3-inch sewer hoses about that big, okay? And then you're going to put it in the ground, either at the dump station after you leave, or if you have a sewer hookup at your campsite, you're going to hook it up at your campsite, okay? And it'll hook up right in there, okay? If you're hooked up at your campsite, you can leave the gray water open the whole time. That way, when you're camping, all your shower and sink water and stuff like that will all just directly go in the ground, okay? But you do not want to leave your black tank open for the whole entire trip, because air can get in the black tank, which is right here, and it can start drying everything out and make it almost impossible to clean that tank at the end, okay, and to actually get stuff to come out, okay? So only pull the black tank every couple days or whenever it gets full, if you have a sewer at your campground, okay, at your campsite. If you're dumping on your way out, or at a dump station, like a truck stop or something like that, then what you're going to want to do is the same thing. You want to hook up the sewer hose, you want to put it in the ground, and then you'll want to do the black first. You want to open up this black tank, and then all the toilet waste will start going out. At that same time, with that valve open, you are going to hook up a freshwater hose here to the tank flush. This is a jet, it's a little torpedo jet inside the black tank that will essentially just keep pumping fresh water in the black tank to keep cleaning it out, okay? It's important, like it says here, right here, okay, on this one, that you have that open while you have the fresh water hooked up, or else it can back the sewer up and start putting water where it's not supposed to be inside the vehicle. It could be very unsanitary. So make sure to follow that clearly, okay? And then once the black tank's all clean, and you've been doing that for about 5 or 10 minutes or so, then you can close the black tank when it stopped dripping. You can turn off all the water, and then you can pull the gray water. The gray water is shower and sink water, so it'll kind of clean out those hoses before you put them away, and then you'll be good to go, okay? So if you want a much more in-depth tutorial on kind of how to dump tanks and stuff, there's lots of them on YouTube, okay? But it is an important process, and it is important that it gets done properly, okay? So if you don't want to deal with it at all, you can pay us for our prepaid dump option, and we'll take care of it for you when you get back. A lot of campgrounds, especially on busy weekends, will have big lines at the dump station. Okay, here's your cable and your coax. This is one of the slides. We'll go over that inside. It's a slide room. Here's the other slide room. It's this big one right here. Okay, there's storage here. There's the generator right here. I'm not going to open it up. You're not going to have to deal with that. The generator is controlled from inside. Okay, and right here, this is where we are currently storing all of the hookups for you guys. They're nicely organized in here. So I'm going to open this up for you, and look, just like I was saying, they're nicely organized, and we like to keep them this way so that you guys have an easy trip and you guys know where everything is. Okay, so here is our water hose. Okay, we already kind of went over the water hookup, but this is the actual hose. Okay, so on here you have your 90 degree. Okay, this is usually we like to use, I'll just show you guys over here. We like to use the 90 degree right here, okay, so it looks kind of nice coming off and it doesn't put a lot of stress or pressure on the actual fitting itself. Okay, then you have a water filter, and then you have a hose, and then it's important that you use this water pressure regulator. This makes sure that you don't put too much pressure to the RV and start blowing fittings and, again, getting water where you don't want it to be. Okay, it doesn't matter where you use this water pressure regulator or this water filter. You can use it anywhere in line. Okay, and then we will go over right here the electrical. Okay, so again, we like to keep things neat and tidy so that we know nothing goes missing and that you guys have all the tools you need. Okay, so right here, you're going to plug this into right here. Right now we have it plugged into our facility, so we're not going to unplug it, but this hooks in right here, and the other side goes to your campground. Okay, it's a 30 amp unit. Now we have a couple adapters in here for you. We have this one, which will go from a 30 amp to a traditional household outlet 15 amp. Okay, this is for people that are prepping the night before, or they don't have access to a 30 amp hookup. You can convert to a 15 amp, plug it into an extension cord, plug it into your house or something like that. Now, that being said, it will not run and should not run the air conditioner. Okay, it can do damage to the air conditioner and other wiring systems, or potentially even to your house. Okay, so it's more for all the other amenities on board, and just to make sure that you have full power when it's just parked at your house and stuff like that. So so there's that. And then right now we do have a 30 amp to a 50 amp converter in here. We don't always keep these in here, honestly. It's very, very rare that anyone needs them. If an RV site has 50 amp hookup, they're going to also have a 30 amp. So usually we don't actually keep that in here. So I will put it back for now, and then we'll put these back, and then I will show you. This is our little sewer box. Okay, in here we usually keep some gloves for when you're dumping, and then here's this little 90. Okay, this is a little 90 degree adapter. It's what will actually go in the ground on the end of your sewer hose. Okay, it'll connect, and it'll actually screw into most campsites. Okay, so yeah, so we ask that you help us keep this stuff organized, make sure it doesn't get lost. So going to close that. Another thing on this unit, it is critical, super, super important, like ridiculously important, that you lock any exterior compartment, okay, like one of these, that has a hinge on the bottom, okay? And the reason why is what happens if it opens when you're going down the road, okay? It's very low to the ground. Okay, now we've seen it fall down because people didn't lock it, and it got ripped off on their trip. Okay, so make sure to really make sure that gets locked so it doesn't fall down and break. Okay, this right here is the exhaust for the generator, and right here's the other side view camera. I think that's about everything for the exterior. We're going to head inside now and go over the convenience panel and other stuff like that. All right, So in here, guys, we have the battery disconnect. Most likely you're just going to leave that on for the entirety of your trip. Don't worry about it too much. Here's your awning extend and your awning retract, okay? So I actually extended the awning a little bit already. So if you go look there, you're going to want to make sure that it doesn't hit this door, okay? It doesn't scratch the door when you take it out or when you bring it in, okay? So be cautious of that, or at least be mindful of it. This awning is huge. It's like probably the longest awning on our fleet, and it's awesome. We love it. People love it. So use it, but be very, very careful. Don't leave it out unattended if you're not at your campsite. If it's at all windy or gusty, bring it in, because most platforms, outdoorsy, RV share and stuff like that, will not cover any awning damage, and it's thousands of dollars, okay? So just be super, super careful on that. We do allow the use of it, but we like to give people the proper information about how to make sure it stays safe, okay? So if you want to hop back in here, this is for a compartment light, which the vehicle is not equipped with. This is for the entry light, which is right... Oh, it was already on. Okay, right there. The cap light, I kind of pointed out at the beginning of this video. It's up on the front. It's super nice. And a patio light is, should be right there, okay, on the awning. Looks nice at night. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off and turn off the cap light. So there's all those switches. I'm going to retract the awning real quick. So we bring the door in. We'll close that up. Okay, awesome. And then we'll go over our main convenience panel here, okay? So, couple things. You have your water pump, okay? So if there's not any water pressure, like if you're not hooked up to a city water pressure, and you're just going to use your fresh water tank, which is full. This is that meter we talked about earlier that you want to watch when you're filling it, okay? Then you need to have your water pump on, okay? If you're not hooked up to city water pressure. We'll leave that on because I'll show you guys that we'll have pressure later when we go to the sinks, okay? You have your gas water heater right here, okay? So it takes about, I'd say about 20 minutes to get a full 6 gallons of hot water. So take that into account in the mornings and the evenings when you need hot water. Fire that on about 20 minutes before, maybe a half hour or so. Okay. If you're on full hookup, you might as well just leave the electric water heater on at all times. Okay. So then you don't have to worry about your gas water heater, okay? But right now, as you probably even heard, we'll go out there and the gas water heater turned on. So that's right here. So I guess I'm not really going to open it, but it does get hot here like it says. So there's the water heater right there. So I want to turn it on to show you guys. I'm going to turn it off because we don't need it. And then these are tank heaters. This is just for like winter and snow camping. Okay, so don't use those unless that's in your itinerary, in which we would be giving you further instruction on. Okay. The generator, okay, this has an onboard generator. Before you use it, you need to prime it, okay? Usually I'll hold this down for about 15 seconds, okay? I'm going to hold it down for a little bit longer. It will get the fuel from the vehicle and prime the generator, okay? Now let's start it. Okay, sometimes it takes a couple tries. There you go. Sweet. So the generator's on now, okay? So what do you need the generator for? So you're going to use the generator for the air conditioner or for the microwave or for any of the traditional household outlets around the coach, okay? So another thing is, and this is obviously if you don't have full hookup of electrical, okay? Another thing is if your battery starts dying when you're out, you need to be turning the generator on to keep topping off the battery and keep charging it, okay? So be super mindful of that. If your battery starts dying, it can make for a really miserable experience while you're camping, okay? So I'm going to turn the generator off because it's kind of loud. So there's that, okay? And then before we get to the slide room, we'll go over the other meters here. So here's your LPG, liquid propane. So it's showing 2/3. Your battery is showing full, okay? Your battery will always read full if you're hooked up. If you're not hooked up, it'll actually read your battery levels, okay? Fresh water is full, okay? Your black tank, okay, is showing 1/3, okay? And your gray water is showing E, okay? So I actually just dumped these, but occasionally some water gets on the sensor, so this is where you'll know if you know if it's getting full or if you dumped it properly and stuff like that. Okay, now this is how you bring the slide rooms out. Okay, there's 2 slide rooms here. This top one is for this forward slide room right here. Okay, this bottom one controls the rear slide. Never use this one. Okay, the reason why is there's another control that's back in the bedroom that can bring that slide room out. Because right now, if I were to bring this slide room out, I can't see what's actually happening back there. Okay, and it's critical when you're bringing a slide in or out. You're always watching it. Okay, so you're only going to use this top one. Okay, so we'll bring the slide out. Okay, you're always watching. You always have a spotter outside, making sure there's no boulders, trees, bikes, kayaks, cars, and stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to hold it out until it stops. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then while we're here, there's another switch here that brings the TV up. Okay, that'll come all the way up and it'll go down. I don't need to bring it all the way up, but I'm gonna bring it down here. Okay, right here, this is power and stuff like that. So cool, awesome. So if you want to hop in here, we'll just start on the right side over here. This is a bed, so you can slide this down. There's a ladder for it and everything. There's some touch sensitive lights. There's also those are the accent lights up on the front there. There's also this light here. Okay, there's some privacy curtains, which I recommend, even if there's not anyone up here. Sometimes it kind of, it can, allow more privacy on that front window. Okay, other things, up here, there's a fan. Over here, you have storage. Okay, so there's some storage there. Right here, this is really important. This is the curtain that covers all of this right here and makes it so that no one can see inside the RV. So that's really important for your privacy. Okay, so make sure to use that. You have your main couch here. Okay, so this has 2 seat belts, if I remember correctly. Yes, there's 2 seat belts here. Okay, it also turns into a bed. It'll fold out. It's a jackknife sofa. You have your radio here. You have a DVD player and stuff there. Okay, and here you have some more storage. Things kind of move around here, but this is usually where we like to leave our cleaning supplies for you guys. Okay, so before you bring back the RV, you're going to need to sweep it, and then you're going to need to mop it a few times using the Swiffer mop and a few of these pads. You have some trash bags in here as well, so there's all that. Okay. We have, you have utensils and stuff, all your kitchen supplies. You have a trash bin and stuff down there. Okay, here's your sink. I left the water pump on so I could show you guys that we'll get water pressure. So has to prime a little bit. Cool. So you're good. Okay, this is Velcro down, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, and here you got a ton of storage. Some of this stuff here can kind of move around during travels. So kind of set that back in there. Okay, you've got your microwave right here. Okay, so like I said earlier, the microwave will only work if you're plugged into power or you have the generator on. Okay, you get your light and your fan. Okay, this is really important here. It's the generator, or it's the refrigerator on and off switch. Okay, so some people think it's a light and they flipped it off and they call me confused. So keep that on if you want the refrigerator on. There's also inside the fridge, there's also another on and off right here. Okay, thermostat control on, off, and then different temperatures. Okay, and then there's an accent light here, or another light here. There's accent lights under here, which are really nice at night. You get that one, and then you get one down right there. Okay, now for the stove here, it's really, really important that this does not get hot. It's not a cooktop or anything like that. If this gets hot, it'll turn into a little mini bomb, and it'll shoot glass fragments all over the place. So you want to tilt it up before you use it, okay? Another thing is you want to let this cool down before you flip this down, because same thing could apply. If the glass gets too hot, it will shatter, okay? To light it, super easy. I'll show you. I'll flip it back up real quick. To light it, turn it like that, okay? Okay, same principle applies for the oven here. Okay, you'll turn it the little thing, but usually you'll need an actual lighter to light the pilot light underneath in here in the oven. Okay, right under there. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this down. Okay, here is the dinette. This is a really spacious RV. It's probably one of our most spacious RVs because it doesn't have bunks, so you have a lot more open area, way more kitchen space. So if you want to turn this into a bed, it's super easy. You just unscrew it here, take this post out, and set it down in there. Okay, you've got storage here, and you've got storage in here. Okay, there's also, I think if I remember correctly, there's 3 seat belts here, so there's a total of 7 in this unit. Okay, so we'll go in here. We're going to go over the climate control and stuff real quick. So this is your thermostat, and click through mode until you get to fan or air conditioner or the furnace. I'm going to turn it off. I'll click through really quick so you can see cool, furnace off. Okay, I don't want it to turn on right now. So here's your hall light. Now this is what I was talking about earlier for your slide out control. Okay, you want to use this one because then you can see what's happening right here. So I'm going to click extend while I'm watching, okay, to make sure that it's going out properly. Okay, you can kind of peek in there. Now if I was up front and something happened, I would never know. Okay, awesome. So it's all the way out. We're good to go. Okay, so while we're here, we're going to we'll take a peek in the bathroom. So you have your light switch right here. All your toilet paper is usually going to be in here. Okay, got some covered space. Okay, with some magnets, stuff like that. So pretty basic. Got a fan in there. I'll turn this off. Okay, this is a privacy door here. Okay, just like that. You want to make sure that this is secured before you depart. If it's not, then it's going to go everywhere and probably break. Okay, if you want to follow me all the way in here, then we'll kind of turn around and I'll show you the bath. Okay, so here's the bath. Okay, so it's really nice. I actually really like these doors on this one. It's nice. Okay, so we'll close this. And then in here, you've got your shade, and then you have your blackout curtains. Okay, I'll turn on the light. So you got a queen bed, super nice. It's really actually pretty spacious in here because that slide out room with the closet goes out. Okay, so if you want to come over here, I'll go over a couple things. So right here, you want to be careful with all these slides, the slide mechanisms. This isn't residential appliances where you can kind of just throw them in and open. A little more delicate. So before you leave on your trip, you want to make sure they're clipped in nice and good. Okay, you have some storage space here. Your hangers, if you don't have any clothes on them, they're always going to fall down. They just kind of rattle around, but with clothes on them, they do pretty well staying there. Okay, down here you also have some power down there, and then a light switch for some accent lights right there, and then oh, that's for something else. Okay, it's just a little access panel thing. So that's about it. There's no storage under the bed here. You do have in here, I'll show you. Usually I kind of set the broom and the dustpan, the broom with the dustpan and the Swiffer. They kind of usually sit in here. So I'll leave those right there. And then I think that's it for this RV. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to let me know at the key exchange. at pickup. If you have any further questions, like I said at the beginning of this video, it's important that you text us or call us, and we'll take care of you. Okay, we deal with lots of RVs. We know these things very, very well. All the amenities. We can help you troubleshoot a lot of things remotely. Okay, so thanks again so much for choosing 916 RV Rentals, and we look forward to seeing you soon.